Welcome to the Rave.com. I'm Donnie. I'm here with Chris of Megadeth. Thank you
How's
for
it going, everybody?
Part of the Gigantour today with Motorhead and Megadeth. Looking forward to it. Ask you a couple questions for all the fans out there in the internet land and the Rave.com. Well, Gigantour, how's the tour going this year so far?
It's been really smooth, you know. It's almost like from the first day, it almost was like a tour that had been running for 3 or 4 weeks. And it's been smooth ever since. You know, a lot of times when you have this many bands on a bill, you run into production issues where, you know, certain things that bands are requesting aren't met, or there's always some sort of issue in terms of gear or something.
Just so many people, you know, with their different ways and stuff like that getting together, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, definitely. You know, you never know what a requirement's going to be from a particular band, but it seems like everything's being met and everything's just running real smooth. So it's been awesome.
Right. How many weeks have you guys been out so far?
This is our 3rd week, I believe.
3rd week. How many weeks does this go for?
5 to 6.
5 to 6. So you're halfway through right now.
Yes, we are almost exactly at the halfway mark.
Right on, right on. You guys still seem very energetic and stuff like that yet. So
I just got done taking a nap, so
Oh,
I'm all
right
good.
on.
You know,
Refreshed and ready to go.
Yeah. No.
When you guys, Megadeth's been around since '83. You've been in the band since '07, correct?
8, the beginning of
08.
2008. Yeah.
Wait, before you guys go out and do a tour, obviously Megadeth has such an extensive list of songs over the years and stuff like that. How do you guys pick out what to do each tour and stuff like that? Is that like a
Well, it's definitely not easy, actually, in a way, but it's a good thing to not be easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Obviously, you have the staples that you have to play.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You know, you have to play Symphony, you have to play Holy Wars, you have to play Peace Sells, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't, you know, who knows? Maybe people would riot if you didn't have one of those.
If you
in
guys
there.
had
I
played
don't
Holy
know.
Wars, I would probably riot, man.
You would riot. All right, see? So we got it right there.
Yeah.
So, you know, we always have to look out for those songs, and yet we still try and promote, you know, the new CD, 13.
Yeah.
So we're going to be having some of that catalog in there.
Yeah.
And definitely, you know, want to try and think about a few more obscure songs.
Do you guys have some cover tunes that you guys splice in at all, or no?
No.
No?
Not typically. I
Yeah.
mean, we've done them in the past, but not on this tour.
Not on this tour?
Yeah.
Right on. What's your favorite song to play live? Or?
It always kind of changes, but, you know, I would say most consistently I love playing Hangar 18. And
That's a great song, too.
yeah, and, you know, maybe the How the Story Ends, you know,
Yeah.
it's you know, it's got a little bit of my touch on it, so
Yeah.
I like that, of course.
Of
you know.
course.
No.
Right on. You just left Ibanez, and now you're endorsing Jackson guitars.
Right.
And your pickups are the fundamentals. It's a 24 fret guitar. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Or
Yeah. This guitar was basically built from ground zero, from nothingness, and it was based on a guitar I built back when I was 17 in wood shop, you know. And
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I had built this crazy double neck for all the two-handed tapping stuff that I did, and loved that guitar. And then one day I got the crazy idea to scallop the fretboard, and I ruined it doing that. I mean, it's still played, but it just never sounded right. So
Yeah.
my new Jackson Signature Series is based off of that guitar, obviously with
When you were 17.
yes, yes, but with a ton of improvements.
Yeah.
You know, it's got stainless steel frets. It's got a 12-inch radius fretboard across the whole fretboard, which is something that I love. That's a fairly curved fretboard is what it is.
Yeah.
And you know, I've played everything in between, from totally flat like a classical guitar would be,
Yeah.
to really curved violins when
Yeah.
I used to play violin. And
Does it give you a better play, like with the frets and stuff, with the curve? Like
Yeah, I think it's more ergonomic to the hand, because if you look at the way your hand wants to curve, you've got a natural curvature of the fingers,
Yeah.
and so you can mute strings a little bit better.
Yeah.
And on the picking hand, oddly enough, because you've got more height variation between each string, you also get a little bit more distance in between each string.
Oh, okay.
So I think for picking, it's also a little bit better as well, especially for single note stuff.
Is that guitar out now, or are you guys? Have you had that out for a while? When did that?
It's been out. It's been out for a year, but production's just now starting to catch up with demand.
Okay.
So yeah,
Very cool. Very cool. Dave actually last year in an interview said that you're the best guitarist Megadeth's ever had, and I know they've had a few great ones. So how did you feel when he said that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very humbling, you know, especially for someone like Dave to say that.
Yeah.
And you know, my thinking is as soon as he said that, I'm like, oh man, now I got to live up to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know, I do my best.
When you
know,
first
and-
joined, did you feel like that pressure at first? Like, oh wow.
No, honestly, you know, you would think you would feel that pressure, but I just felt the pressure from knowing all the work that I had to do in
Yeah.
terms of the guitar. I didn't.
It's complex, a lot of the rhythms and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I just saw the music in front of me. I didn't think about the legacy or
Yeah.
the guitarists that have been, you know, before me or anything like that. I saw the music and I was like, this is what I have to accomplish. So I definitely felt the pressure.
Obviously,
but
you've been
from
doing
that,
bands for, we're in Nevermore and
Jagpanzer.
Yeah. So you've been doing it for a while, but obviously Megadeth is like Megadeth is like one of the biggest bands in the genre and stuff
Exactly.
like that. So,
yeah, and it's awesome to be here, you know,
Yeah.
and to be part of this whole thrash revival
Yeah.
is awesome.
I think it's awesome. I'm glad to see a lot of thrash come back and stuff like that. So
Yeah, it's very honest music, isn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
2010, you guys played with Metallica a couple festivals, and I believe it was the first time since '93. I think I read that they shared the stage together. Obviously, there was feuds over the year and stuff like that, but it seems to be squashed and stuff like that. Is there plans ever to like do a Metallica Megadeth world tour or anything like that? That would be huge.
I mean, it would be huge, and I would love for it to happen. Of course,
Yeah.
the times that I've done those big four shows were awesome. They were over the
Slayer
top.
and Anthrax too, right?
Yes, oh yeah.
That's awesome.
So it would be a great bill to take on the road.
Yeah.
And you know, take it across America, South America, everywhere. You know, but. That's not necessarily in my ball court.
Yeah,
You know, if they asked me in a heartbeat, I'd be like, I'm there.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
totally. I'm
So-
sure the fans would love to see that. So
Yeah.
I mean, this right here, Megadeth and Motorhead, I'm excited even for that. So
Yeah, it's been a cool bill.
yeah,
Definitely.
And all the other bands. Who else is on the bill
It's
tonight?
Lacuna Coil and Volbeat as well. Yeah, so it's it's a very different mix of bands, but
Yeah.
they all kind of have their own vibe and it comes together. You know,
Yeah.
it's a good segue if you watch the entire set.
Yeah. Well, right on. Is there anything else you'd like to say to everyone out there before we go?
Nah, not a word. No.
All right. Well,
No,
Chris,
I just want to say hey, and you know, thanks again. You know, definitely the Midwest is always big supporters of Megadeth
Yeah.
and metal in general, and
a lot
we
of the
come
radio
here.
stations still play Megadeth a lot here.
Yeah, so I want to thank all of you guys for listening, and you know, I hope you like what we do.
There you have Chris from Megadeth, Gigantor, therave.com. For more interviews like this, check us out. Thank you. Thanks, Chris.